Rogers TV.
Good evening, everybody. How are you? It's your boy DC, and this is Out of the Fog. We're a local matter show that I can't get enough of 4 years in, but the show's 20 plus years, so who am I to say? Tonight is going to be a wicked old time hanging out on the couch. We got Lisa and Meg talking about an amazing adaptation that you're going to want to see on the stage. And then the YACC crew came through. We're talking to Evan, Tim, and Geoff all about their annual Shave for the Brave as part of Young Adult Cancer Canada's mission to help young adults with, through, and beyond cancer. And then we're going to finish the whole hang with Peter Daniel Newman. He's an incredible songwriter. No big deal, just had the #1 song on Rolling Stone. He wrote it, and we're going to talk all about it. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I've heard many times over the years that if it don't make the page, it don't hit the stage. And we're having a little chat here, and I want to turn on the camera and keep this hang going. Meg and Lisa, how are you girls doing tonight?
Pretty great.
Yeah, you're looking great.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for having us.
Well, we're just literally, we're inside the jacket here at this time, and we're just like living through your amazing coat. That's what's happening.
Well, thank you very much. I got it secondhand at the Salvation Army.
Theme of the night. All our chats are around this. I love it. Not afraid to get the elbows up and go digging for it. You know what I mean? Girls, I want to thank you so much for coming on, because I love when cool projects are hitting the screen or the stage or the page, and what you guys got going on is a bit of a marriage of two. So, I mean, Meg, I'll hand it over to you. Tell me everything.
When I was in undergrad at Memorial University, I did a Newfoundland English course with Mary Dalton, and one of the collections we had to read was opened by this woman named Lisa Moore. And it made such an impact on me as a student and aspiring artist that I later went on to make it my adaptation project at National Theatre School of Canada. And so that was when I was 24 years old. That's how long I've been working on this project, and it's finally coming to theater. It's coming to the Arts and Culture Center on April 25th.
That's pretty incredible. Now, Lisa, when you hear Meg give you your flowers, I mean, how does it make you feel, girl?
Well, I mean, it makes me feel astonishingly happy, because obviously Meg is an incredible talent, and everybody across Canada, and who knows where else, loves her. I love her. This novella that Meg has adapted, I wrote, I think, 22 years ago.
Wow.
And Megan has, like, I mean, it's such a thrill for me to see it come alive in a whole new way. And Megan and I were talking about, because I got the opportunity to go to a rehearsal, which was electric. Like, it's completely, like, it's hilarious. The play is hilarious. And it's also, like, there are moments when you're like, ooh, that's uncomfortable. Like, that's, ooh, that's, you know, and it's about sex, and it's about love. You can interrupt at any time. It's about marriage. It's about polyamory. It's about, it all happens during a wedding, and it's very tender in places. And so it's, I was saying to Meg, it feels like I've had, you know, the Vulcan mind meld, because I'm listening to these characters, and I think, I thought those thoughts once, and like, but now they're brand new. So it's really a tremendously exciting thing, and it's such a gift to have something, as Meg says, move from one form to another. It's transformed.
Of course. Well, there's dimension in the pages, and there's physical dimensionality on the stage, and somewhere between is an ecosystem of adaptation. And how did you take the work and bring it into this three-dimensional reality? What's that like?
I mean, I think what I was initially drawn to in the novella, which like literally stayed with me for my whole adult life, was before I had read this collection, a lot of the female identified characters in Newfoundland literature that I had been familiar with were celebrated for their niceness. They were celebrated for the care they bestowed on other people. And while that is all well and good, I was really kind of hungry for a character in fiction that had a full range of emotion, and Lisa's characters really like exemplify that, right? Like they were the women in Open are so adamant and demanding, like they want space and they want to be fully realized, and that's kind of the essence of what I tried to capture in the play, that you are still valuable even if you're not quote unquote nice all the time, that your experience is still exciting and new and necessary, even if your behavior is not always what we consider traditionally like admirable, because the characters are all struggling, like all these adults are struggling to adult in a way that they've never had to before, that none of us have, because a lot of this stuff is new in society, and a lot of my work kind of takes on things that we haven't grappled with in the past. And so co-parenting, blended families, polyamory, these are things that I think are very of the time, wouldn't you say?
Oh, 100%. Well, were they always, but now we are creating space to actually be brave and bold and to own the reality of the things we do versus fitting into the little boxes and not talking about the edges. Yeah, it's a life thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking that, so I teach creative writing at the university, and one of the little equations that we have is drama equals danger plus desire. And so when you were talking, Meg, about like women not being all nice and polite, it's like they're actually on fire with desire. They want. And that, I think, you know, polyamory is agreeing to love more than one person at once and creating rules around that, but like it's going to be messy. And I think in this moment, like in 2024, we are in the mess. Like this is the mess.
We're reconstructing.
We are, like we're in a negotiation phase. We're in a transitionary moment where the way that families were, what we meant when we said family, say 5-6 decades ago, is not what we mean when we say family now. True. Family has opened up to mean many different things, but we have to be always cognizant that while we're going through this, we're going to make mistakes, and we have to constantly be navigating consent and the line where consent and coercion become blurry. And so the play is very much like, what is this? How can we do this better? How can we make it equitable for each other? I know equity is like something that we're always striving for, and we're never,
especially in the artistic arena.
Yeah, and we're not really achieving it yet, but we still haven't. We're fighting the good fight.
We're on our way.
I think we're like heading in the right direction, and so the play is presenting an opportunity for dialogue around this, so that maybe people in their car after the show will be like, well, did you think what she said was correct, or what he did was all right? And through these kinds of private conversations, through this protective casing that is theater, we're allowed to engage with really difficult subject matters.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're in our throw. When can we see this? Where? Tell me all of this.
It's at the Arts and Culture Center main stage on April 25th. It has a whole host of fantastic local people. You're going to love it.
The acting is spectacular.
Can't wait.
And all the designers are fantastic. I think it'll be a really good time. I mean, it's a wedding.
I mean,
it's a Newfoundland wedding,
Say no
so it's
more.
full of everything, right?
I love it. I love it. Girls, will you come back and talk about this success and the projects upcoming? Because this conversation, I wish it can go on for the rest of the night, because I am turned on to it, and not in the polyamory way. Guys, this is Out of the Fog. We will be back after this break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I am joined by an all-star cast here to my left. YACC is an incredible organization that helps young adults across Canada get through a challenging time, and I am joined by the one and only Geoff Eaton and a couple of friends we're going to meet now in just a second. But Geoff, I want to ask you, what have you done over the number of years, and how many young adults have you helped through the challenging time of cancer? Tell me everything.
It's great to see you. Thanks for having us back. Great to have my buddies Evan and Tim with me. Young Adult Cancer Canada currently supports a community of young adults coast to coast to coast of 5,000. We affectionately refer to them as YACCers. And all the funds that we raise in the Shave for the Brave, our biggest community fundraiser, goes to help us deliver programs for them. These are people who are diagnosed with cancer under 40 and are currently in their late teens, 20s, and 30s.
Now, I'll tell you what, the importance of ambassadors to help really get the crowd moving and grooving is no joke, and it's such an important part of what Shave for the Brave does to get so many folks to participate to help deliver the services and programs that you do. So I'm going to ask you, what led you into Young Adult Cancer Canada and the amazing community?
When I started, one of my family members actually got COVID, and I heard about it through school, so I decided to join in and help.
That's amazing. That's so great.
And Evan, how many shaves this year, my buddy?
I'm pretty sure this is my 10th year doing it.
What, a 10-year shaver. A few hats on the go.
Yeah.
Right? That's amazing. Now, how proud do you feel when you can look back on the year that was and that you raised so much awareness and help for the organization that means so much?
I'm pretty happy with what I decided to do.
That's amazing. Tim, tell me, what led you in? And I know it's our boy over there. Tell me it all.
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, Geoff and I go a little bit back to university. I do remember being in university my last year, maybe Geoff's last year, and Geoff had cancer, obviously, right. And this goes back a little bit from a technology perspective. But I think he was sharing his story through email and blog and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And 25 years later, so our firm that I work with, Deloitte, did a cross-Canada shave.
That's right.
We had 20 partners at our national conference, Shave for the Brave, and I think the largest they've ever had, $500,000. So that was 2 years ago. This year, Geoff tapped me and asked me to participate as well, and obviously I've been inspired by Geoff for many years, watched all the amazing things he's done and how he's helped so many people. So happy to jump in and try to help out myself. So.
It's been amazing. Listen, what Deloitte has done to help Young Adult Cancer Canada do the amazing work that it continues to do is something that blew us all away. And being in the YACC orbit, as I've been so lucky to be over the years, shaved my head twice, did a mohawk the third time. That was during COVID at home, where I shaved my own mohawk, me and Jason Piercy, who also hosts the show. We did it on Facebook Live, and that was just so fun. But very meaningful as well. And I met so many incredible people and the journey. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's, me and Geoff were talking earlier, we had one of our colleagues at Deloitte, before I shaved my head, share her story, her personal story, and obviously I was sitting there ready to shave my head myself, and a little bit of stress and tension, and then you hear her story and what she's been through, and the bravery, just to share her story, and the courage, and it's just unbelievable. I mean, just what people have been able to get through together, the impact of Geoff and all the team and students, and it's just such an amazing community, and certainly inspiring, and made us proud to be involved.
So amazing. Geoff, now listen, that money's no joke. What are you doing with it?
Yeah, I mean, our mission is to support young adults with, through, and beyond cancer.
Exactly.
There's a group in our community, Donnie, who are going to live with their cancer for the rest of their life.
Right.
We've got their back. Our goal is to help as many young adults as possible get through and beyond. So cancer is a part of their story, but it's not dominating or taking over their life. We got a beautiful collection of digital programs and a bunch of great, powerful face-to-face things as well. These things are fueled by the Shave for the Brave, by leaders like Tim and Evan getting the most powerful haircut of their life. and raising funds, and we're pumped about that. That the 24 campaign's getting the lift off now, and Avalon Mall Shave, April 27th. We're so pumped about that. Evan is often one of, if not the first one in line at the Mall Shave.
That's fun. Listen, what's that day like, if I may? What is the day like for you when you know you're about to go in and do the thing? What's running through your veins,
When
bro?
I first started, I was really nervous, but over time I got excited and happy to do it.
It's amazing. That's leadership, you know? It's being scared and doing it anyway and inspiring others, right? And you do that so well.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are behind you and rooting for you and helping you do what you do every year. How does that make you feel?
Really happy.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you now, shaved, grew back, like it does.
Grew back, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And yet it's interesting what we go through when we fundraise and participate, because what we do is to help them, and yet what they see us do is equally as interesting to them, I'm sure. Geoff, when it looks back over the years that have gone by and the future of what you guys do, what comes to your mind?
Honestly, man, we've got 16,000 people have jumped in to shave their head,
Right.
And like you said, you're right. A lot of them were really fearful and uncertain about it, and did it anyway.
That's right.
A lot of them, in fact, most of them, were like Evan, in that they were young. It's incredible to be so connected to young people who have such big hearts and they want to help others. We see that in schools especially. It's not about popularity or academics or athletics. It's about heart. And kids from all over the school population jump up and take this on. It's incredible. And of course, we've been a real beneficiary of the community and the corporate community. Supported our work. It's a huge team effort. And that allows us to keep moving forward and growing the community, a primary strategic goal of ours, and serving them more deeply. That's what we're here to do, and the Shave for the Brave makes that happen.
Absolutely it does. And if you go onto the website and you look at the map of Canada and you see all of the dots that go right across the land of all the people in our country that your organization, that you started so authentically to help, I mean, it must really make you feel, I can't even find a word for it. How can someone experience something so major and then take that journey and use it as a way to galvanize change and support for countless people? I mean, I can only imagine that you must definitely feel proud of the work that's going down, and you and the team and everybody who helps make Young Adult Cancer Canada happen.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. I would say to you, dude, most leaders, maybe all, get a disproportionate amount of the credit for the things that happen under their leadership. That is definitely the case over here. I get a disproportionate amount of the credit. I will take 100% credit for the first step. But literally, man, after that first step, it has been a team effort and a growing one. An awesome team in the office. You want to think about an average year. We literally have hundreds of people shaving their head. We have thousands, tens of thousands of people donating to support them. 500 volunteers make YACC go, through the board, through Shave for the Brave. We're a huge team effort.
Huge.
And I do get a disproportionate amount of the credit for all the amazing things we do.
Well, listen, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. I'm not going to thank him anymore because he just doesn't want it. He doesn't want my thanks. I mean, I'm sorry. No, I'm joking. But listen, I'm so thankful that you guys are involved. We are all a part of an incredible, supportive community called YACC. And the Shave for the Brave is the annual way that we all come out and lose those locks and support all the people that we love in our lives. We got to hit the website. Where can we sign up? Tell me everything, and then we're going to break.
ShaveForTheBrave.ca. This is the year for you to get the most powerful haircut of your life, at your school, your office, at the mall on April 27th. We want to see you.
I love it. Thanks so much, Geoff. Thanks, Evan. Thanks, Tim. This is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back after this break.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Out of the Fog, and I'm hanging out with one of my favorite singer-songwriters, making it all happen. Peter, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, good
How
to
you
see
doing?
you. It's almost like we were just talking about a whole bunch of stuff, but we'll try it again now on camera.
Yeah,
you know?
we'll do it.
Yeah. So I'm going to start from the beginning to let the folks know that are watching this show who the singer and the talent and the songwriter man is. And I want to ask you a question about writing. When did songwriting come into your life? Always? Did it happen over time? What's the story?
It was pretty early on, actually. I still actually I can play the second song that I ever wrote, but that was about grade 4 or 5. So I kind of got into songwriting pretty naturally. I was always into music. I was in the church.
Me too.
Grew up with, Coady Tedford and Steve Randall and my buddies, and we were playing in the shed.
They're amazing.
Yeah. So just kicking around, it's just something, everybody, in Newfoundland seems to play. So just kicking around and, no internet, of course.
Yeah,
only a couple of
analog life.
channels on the TV, so
Right.
the guitar was pretty important.
Yeah.
And the girls liked it too, so.
Oh yeah, they're not sad about it.
Yeah.
So listen, growing up, writing songs, when did it become something you were like, oh my God, this is more than something that I can do. This is something I can really do.
Well, I actually was going through a lot of the magazines and the liner notes where you pick up on people that weren't in the band, and you're like, who's this person, and you research them, and you find out, well, these are songwriters or producers, and Desmond Child was the name that would pop up in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to meet Desmond once.
You did?
Yeah, it's crazy. But I was like, who's this person? They're not in Bon Jovi, they're not in Aerosmith, right? And you'd find out they're the hit songwriter.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And they're the genius behind some of these monster radio hits.
Yeah.
So I started writing. I was always into bands, played, with my buddies in high school. And then I went to college, went to St. FX and studied jazz.
Oh, that's it.
Taught music later after that in North Carolina, and actually ended up in Nashville.
What, you taught in North Carolina?
I taught in North Carolina.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
3 years, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Elementary music.
Oh, no way. And then, where'd you go?
Nashville.
And that is, to me, the Mecca.
It's a pretty cool spot.
Never been, would love to go.
Oh, we'll have to make it happen.
Well, thank you so much. I'll meet you
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
So, you show up. What happened?
Well, it's interesting. Went there to teach music.
Okay.
But the job fell through, ironically, afterwards, because they had this rule that if someone from the state applied for that position,
Yeah.
they would get it first. They had nobody at the last minute, someone showed up. So I was kind of wondering what I was going to do. And my neighbor 3 doors down from me actually had a development deal with Clint Black in RCA, and I didn't know it at the time. We started writing, and we wrote for about 2 weeks, and he took me down. He said, I've got a deal with Clint Black. And I was like, no, you don't. Right? And he said, get in the truck, because everyone drives a truck. Got in the truck and drove downtown to Music Row and met Clint Black for the first time. So then I started writing with his publishing company, which was called Blacktop Publishing. Yeah, so it was pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, from there, it's been a technicolor blur, I'm sure, of adventures and meeting cool people and collaborating with folks you never thought you'd meet. What's that been about?
Well, from there, I actually moved back to Newfoundland 2007,
Yeah.
2007, 2008. That's when the economy crashed, so it was pretty rough. I had a kid, had like a lot of Newfoundlanders, was homesick, came back, smelled the salt water, ended up staying. So, and opened up a business. And a little bit of time, I still traveled back and forth, but actually what brought me back into the songwriting and producing was actually the pandemic. Everybody was locked down. Most of my friends are musicians or producers or songwriters.
Right.
And these people that were hard to reach before were suddenly trapped in their house. So we just started writing over about, the whole pandemic. And I actually had a few cuts that came out of that whole writing experience. Got a song with a kid, Tyler Booth, he's on Sony.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Davis, he was a big TikTok star, was on the road with Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Got a cut with him.
Wow.
Had a Netflix placement. Had some songs placed at Eurovision. I don't know, some people know what Eurovision is,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's the biggest song competition in the world.
Yeah.
It's all the European countries compete with it, and Will Ferrell made a mockumentary on it. And then that led to me traveling back and forth to Nashville a whole lot, mostly doing it from my basement in St. Philip's, but the big thing that came out of that, and I had a bunch of other lower level cuts, label cuts, but the biggest one was a cut last year with Megan Maroon.
Yes.
And she seems to be the next, I mean, people equate her to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, well, she's got that fandemonium going on.
Yeah, she's a big deal at the moment.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that like? You know, I love to write. I haven't had the success near as what you've had, and I'm so proud of you for everything you've done. And to say that you can actually write, you know, the soundtrack to so many people's lives via the music that you've been a part of, that's a really special gift, isn't it?
Well, it's incredible. You mean, it's one thing that, you know, everyone connects to.
True.
You know, everyone loves music. Everyone connects to a song. A lot of people have a song. Songs are usually moments in time, you know, whether it's your first kiss or, you know, your first dance or, you know, whatever you know, or maybe it's high school. A song brings you back to that period, you know. For me, it's the 80s, so it's all the hair band.
Yeah, boy.
Right? So, I mean, songs are, I mean, incredibly powerful.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, look into the crystal ball here in our final moment. So much success, so many collaborations. What's next for you?
Oh, more cuts, hopefully, you know. That's, you know, that's the thing about songwriting is that you're always chasing the next thing. You can't relax. You have to chase every opportunity, you know. So it's hopefully it's bigger songs on the radio. You know, that's what the goal is.
Yeah, yeah.
The delusion.
Listen, it's not delusion, baby. It's the future.
Well, I'll take it, man.
Well, I'm going to stay tuned. Will you come back again?
Absolutely, brother.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Guys, Peter Newman, you're going to keep hearing that name over and over, and check the liner notes of all the album cuts because it's the writers of the songs that really make it all happen. So this is Out of the Fog. We'll be right back to wrap after this break. Welcome back, everybody. What can I tell you? Another incredible show, hanging out with wicked folks, making good stuff happen. I'm not just talking about all the volunteers and the wicked staff over here doing their thing. Thank you so much, Lisa and Meg. It was a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much to Geoff, Evan, and Tim for the incredible work you are doing for Young Adult Cancer Canada's Shape for the Brave. And thank you to the Songwriter Supreme, Peter Daniel Newman, for gracing us with his presence. I can't wait to see what songs he rocks for us next. This is Out of the Fog, and we'll see you next time.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
It's been a long time coming. You don't win it to keep it, you win it to be a part of its history. Always hard to see the difference between